Welcome to Making Sense Conversations, the podcast, and welcome to season 2, where I will be talking to you about women and money. My name is Washeke Ndwati, and so glad to be back to speak to you. So, why women and money? I think I've been having a lot of conversations. I think I've been having a lot of reflections on my life. I think I've been looking at my life backwards, what has happened in the last couple of years, especially since I turned 40, and what do I want going ahead. So this first episode, I want that to be about that. Let's face the woman in the mirror. Because many times we can rush talk about money, we can rush talk about your business, but if we don't really look at ourselves, what is going on? What have we learned? Where are we? Hearing ourselves, it doesn't matter. Then money will never be enough. Because I firmly believe money is a tool for the life that you want, but in itself, it's not the life. So before we start going into those conversations about our relationships with money, who is the woman in the mirror that I'm talking to? And I'm not telling you this because this is not something I've not been doing for myself. I have had to take a very, very, very hard but exciting look at who is Washeke. So to you who is listening, who are you? And I have had to strip away titles, strip away perceptions, and say, where am I at? So I'm coming to you to speak to you, to share with you as a woman in her 40s, a woman who has gone through a separation, a woman who has gone through losses and upheavals in so many different ways, in family, in finances as well during this time, in just how I thought life would play out. And if you listen to my last season, there's an episode I called Stop, where it's important to stop and say, okay, where am I? But why I do this for women is because a lot of the times we carry so much. We are concerned about our relationships. We're concerned about our children. We're concerned about our jobs. We're concerned about our careers. We are concerned about the extended family. And that's okay. But when you strip away all that, what remains? And something very, very, very special remains. So it takes a while, but I have done that for myself over time and with a lot of prayer and reflection and writing in my journal and therapy to get to who am I and what do I want. And sometimes it's not exactly words that can define it. Sometimes it comes as a feeling. Sometimes you just realize this is what I like doing. Like a couple of years ago, I discovered I like scuba diving, but it was not even so much about the scuba diving. It was just reaching out to the explorer that is Washeke. I like exploring. I like going beneath the surface. And these conversations, I like going beneath. And we're going to talk about women and money in a way that is not obvious. That's why we started about facing the woman in the mirror. What is beneath all that? So that even anything else in your life can come to support that. And you deserve to have that supported. So what have I found in my journey? I have found, as I said, I like to explore. I have found that I like to work in a way where I can think and have conversations with people. I have found that when I'm allowed to do that, I thrive. I have found that, and I've been told over time, I am a listener. I have found that I'm interested in women right now because that is happening. The awareness is happening a lot with women. I am interested in women finding their own version of freedom and knowing that nobody has to give them permission to find it. It is you who has to give yourself permission to find it. I am interested in having conversations with people who are on that journey, and I believe a lot of you are on that journey. What can life look like above the noise? My sister was on a trip and she told me at some point she had her GPS, but the data had gone off. So it was just the GPS without data. And that was so profound for me and it still got her to where she needed to go, because we need to put off data Data is being the noise of who you are told you have to be, the noise of culture, the noise of traditional religion, the noise of society, the noise of expectations, the noise of what do other people think, the noise of your own thoughts that sometimes work against you, and sit still for a moment and ask, who am I? What am I feeling? What is going on in my life that I'm not confronting? When I wake up on Monday morning and the thought of going to work gives me anxiety, what is that telling me? Yeah. When I'm in certain settings and I feel so nervous, what is that telling me? Where has the authentic person gotten lost? And you know what? When you start, and it's step by step, it's you hearing this and starting simply to ask the question, who am I? What do I want? Who am I? What do I want? Who am I? Remove the high heels, remove the makeup, remove the laughter. Yeah. Who am I? What do I want? Imagine yourself running on a field free. What does that look like? So if for a minute, just by yourself, you were to think and just go through the layers of thinking, what do I want? You may start with the obvious. I want my kids to go to the school. I want this for my family. I want this and that. Just write everything that comes to your mind. But then strip away. And I'm not saying they're not important, but I first want to deal with you as the woman, this woman who carries so much, and tell you, you have a right to first strip away everything. I think many times we drown ourselves in so much expectation and so much carrying of what other people need from us that we forget you are a person first, before a parent, before a professional, before a wife, before a cousin, before a sister. You are a person first. When God created you, you were not created in a batch. It was you and him in that creation room. That lab was you and him. So when you talk to him, what is he telling you? What are the things that you go around and you just feel joy? When I see the sea, I just feel joy. I have been writing in my journal for years. So it's no wonder I became a teacher. It's no wonder that I found myself. I never thought I'd be doing a podcast. I found myself starting to share my reflections. If I was not doing this podcast, I'd have just written more and more journals. And if you keep following this podcast, I will share those reflections and how they then relate to other aspects of our life, especially money and business. Because if you are not authentic, even in the entrepreneurs, the women who are entrepreneurs, your biggest gift is that you are able to dig deep into what you are truly purposeful about, what your purpose is, and what gives you passion, and then use that. Rather than us trying to be in this world that is forever competing and saying, no, you open a shop and do the same thing as somebody else, and then you completely lose what was truly, truly, truly the gift that was put in you. So that's what I'm interested. But to get there, we have to take bold steps at looking at ourselves, and we have to give ourselves permission. I'm excited about how life can look at. I'm excited about putting data off, understanding that. And then when the data is back on, you can see what relates to where it is that you want to go. I'm excited about looking at what do I want. It's only after I turned 40 that started bothering me more and more. I. And going through the feelings of guilt, going through the feelings of thinking this is a selfish thing to do. But you know what? When you fill your cup, you feel others automatically without you even being conscious about it. So, take a look at that woman in the mirror. Ask, and I mean this literally, go look at her, remove the makeup and look at her. Feel the fear, feel the insecurity, feel the hesitation that you'll find, but actually if I go after this dream, what will so and so think? It's okay, we'll deal with that later. But feel it and write it down. That's actually what she wants. Feel the fear of saying, this is what I'm not happy about in my life, and I would like to change it. You may not know the how, but you would like to change it. Because why else are we doing this? Why else are we doing this? Yeah? The best example, even for those around us, even our children, is for them to see you thrive in being you, because we want our kids to be the best of who God made them to be. So the best example they can learn from you, and also their fathers. Yeah, so any man who's also listening to this, the same thing generally applies. Who are you? What relationships in your life are authentic? What relationships are not authentic? Because our relationships do affect us. Whether it's friends, whether it's intimate relationships, they do affect us. So then you can start looking. As you look at the person in the mirror and ask, who am I? What do I want? I want you to look at everything in your life, your home. I want you to look at what you do in your free time. I want you to look at how you shop. I want you to look at your money, no matter where it is coming from, any money that falls in your hands. So even if you're not the one who earns the income in the home, money still ends up somewhere with you, and there's something you do with it. Are you happy with that? Are you not happy with it? Those who are in debt, look at that. Those who are running businesses, look at that. The rat race is doing the same thing and expecting somewhere along the way something will change, running around in circles. So women, we know we work hard. We work hard. Yeah? And the harder we work, the more we are given to do. We work hard. We even earn money. And sometimes we earn more money. But the more we earn, the more things there are to do with the money. So what do we tell ourselves? I need to do better. I need to work harder. And that is how we were trained. Work harder, work harder, work harder. When we were in school, we were told, work harder, work harder, work harder, work harder. We were never told, first look at yourself. Who are you working for? Who's the person you're working for? We're just told, work harder, churn, 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 churn. And maybe when you're younger, it's easy to do the churn. And I do believe there's a point in life where the churn is necessary because it teaches you a lot of lessons. It allows you to come to this point where you also realize, I can't churn. For me, it's not lack of energy. It's just I don't have energy for the wrong things anymore. And even when I force myself, I can tell I have forced myself and I have emptied my cup. But when I put energy towards the right things, it actually gives me energy because it comes with joy, it comes with fulfillment, it comes with me seeing impact. It comes with just me being happy. Sometimes all you have to do is happy. So even as you're looking at the woman in the mirror, have you ever given her permission to just be happy? What makes you, Washeke, Wanjiro, Okoth, what makes you happy? Susan, Mary, what makes you happy? Yeah? Not everybody else. Yeah? Just pause for a minute. What makes you happy? Not what are you supposed to do and what is happiness supposed to look like. The title is great. Fine. Are you happy? The big house is great. Fine. Are you happy? The successful business is fine. Are you happy? And sometimes you realize in my life I've had success and I've seen that business has been up, business has been down. But at some point I had to reflect, did the level of happiness change? No. I've had titles, I've had no titles. Did the level of happiness change? No. Jobs, no jobs. Temporary happiness has been there because the fear of, having, food on the table goes away. But we were not built just for survival. And if we just keep surviving, all we will get is survival, even if survival sometimes can be made up. You can be on survival and driving the luxury vehicle, but you're on survival because inside you are dying. You are just showing up. You are living dead. You are not fully present in your own life. So I'm challenging you. Let's start before we fix everybody else. Women, let us give ourselves permission. You may not have been given as a child because already as a child we were conditioned as girls. Start taking care of everybody else. But I'm doing this not so that we drop our responsibilities. I'm doing this so that we prioritize the very thing that enables us to fulfill those responsibilities, ourselves. And I am saying it is not selfish. And sometimes it is the difference between life and death. It is the difference between being happy and being sad. And I'm telling you from experience that when you discover that, then you can say, okay, what opportunities are there for this person? Then you can tell your money. We are going to, in this series, we're going to tell our money what to do. We're not going to keep waiting for money to tell us where it thinks it should go. Yeah? But you're going to be able to tell your money what to do so that it can work for you. So I'm not interested in you being rich. Rich is just having possessions and having land and being able to say, I own this and that and the other. That's rich. Fine. Good for you. My definition of wealth is different. Wealth is directed at becoming a resource so that you achieve your potential. You are the ultimate prize. And I want you, as you look at that woman in the mirror, tell her, I am the prize. I am the prize. Do whatever you have to do to remove any voice, whether it's from upbringing or society or the workplace, that has told you anything other than that. And if you don't believe me, just remove yourself from your roles and ask yourself, what would it take if somebody had to be paid to do what I do at work? Really at work, not just what your title says you do at work. Because this is what I've realized about women a lot. You do a lot more at work than what your title is. A lot more, because you know what? It came instinctively. So you're the accountant, but you're also really, really good at bringing people together. So you're doing your accounting job, but anytime the office needs people brought together for lunch or things like that, or staff brought together, you're the one who also does it. Because you do it so effortlessly, you may not see the value in it. So I want you to drop everything, write everything you do, not title. I'm not the accountant. I'm also the people who brings people together. I'm the listener to my friends. Let's not even talk about the home and what you do without people realizing it's done. And sometimes people operate like a magic elf exists because food just landed, bread just landed. Yeah, bills were just paid. Things were just thought through because you have the ability to think 10 steps ahead. So you saw problems even before they arrived. So you sorted them out before anybody ever realized there would have been a problem. So you just do it automatically. What's the price tag on that? What's the price tag on that? In your business, same thing. Same thing. Even those of you who are like me, you're thinkers. Sometimes you may not even appear places for a long time. But when you do appear, because you have taken time to think it in a way that nobody else would have thought through it, people think it's just the 1 hour you showed up. No, it's the 8 hours you spent thinking. Even if thinking didn't look like work, but you were thinking about it. You were conscious about it. As you were thinking, you are aware automatically, because you have the gift of empathy. You are aware automatically about the other stakeholders involved in this decision. And you came up with something that works for everybody. It's automatic. So write down everything you do. Start understanding, who is that woman in the mirror? Face the woman in the mirror. She is the prize. She is valuable. And because she is valuable, that is why we are going on a journey with money. But we're not just looking at money. We're looking at money in a different way so that it becomes a support for that value, and you keep understanding that value. You keep understanding what takes away from that value. And you keep understanding, where do I position that value so I get the best out of my life? Because I have learned in my reflections with God, God wants you to have the best in your life. That is what He put you on earth here. He put you here to live abundantly. So give yourself permission. It doesn't matter what has happened before you logged on. It doesn't matter. And yes, if you go on this journey with me, yes, I will challenge you to keep looking deeper, 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 deeper at yourself. Because I know it's never just about the money. It's never just about the business. It's never just about the career. It's about you and the powerhouse that is in you. Let's bring that powerhouse out together, all of us, collectively. Let's bring it. It's time. It's time. The time for us is now. There's a lot of things happening. Yeah. And this conversation that does not remove the importance of men in our lives, absolutely not. But we are now saying we have valued everybody else. Let us also value ourselves. There's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong with that. Let us critically look at our lives and what we want so that everything else I do can become a tool for that. And filling that cup automatically nourishes the other areas of your life. Let's talk about the things that when we show up, we're hiding behind. Even with our finances, we're hiding behind a situation that is uncomfortable and we don't want to confront. So I hope I can help you confront it, not to paint a negative picture on anybody in your life, but so that you can be the best of who you are meant to be. That is my belief. Everybody is supposed to be the best of who they believe. And we will do it differently. We will make different choices around that. So welcome to this series. I hope I have challenged you to go look at the woman in the mirror. So by the time we come back next week, we are building from that foundation, even as we discuss money, we discuss our businesses, we discuss our lives. Thank you for joining this podcast. Please share it with the other women in your community, wherever they are. I look forward to your comments, your feedback, and I'm excited to have this opportunity to speak and to share and to learn. Thank you.